to the 80s, shall we? Club Tropicana does just that. It's a new musical. It's on at the Opera House in Manchester all this week, and it's going down very well indeed. Alongside the music, it's a romantic comedy. It's set in a hotel. You've got Kate Robbins in it. You've got Joe McElderry in it. And they came in yesterday, and they're quite the double act. And they started, first of all, by telling me how wonderful the Manchester audiences are.
They're always amazing audiences here, though. They're just up for a good time, which takes half of our jobs away, you know, because the show is engineered to just have a party. So,
but they weren't sort of that sort of raucous that they were shouting out, or it wasn't that kind of heckling kind of audience. They were just laughing at all the right places and singing along, and it was amazing. And
that's
it was packed.
Great. That's really, really good to hear, isn't it? A Monday night when there's all kinds of other things on offer, and people come and choose to come down and see you, and it's new, isn't it, as well?
Well, that's the thing. We don't take our audiences for granted, because we're not. You know, I've been in a musical where it's been around for such a long time and it has its own fan base. So with a new musical, we're so blown away by how many people are coming to see it. And that sounds silly to say, but you know, in these times now, to get full audiences in theatres all over the country,
mind you, I think with Brexit and everything, everybody's dying to get out and have a good time. Everyone's so cheesed off with the whole situation. They're just like, what can we go to see to give us some relief?
It's like a couple of hours escapism, isn't it?
Yes,
100%. We don't protest to be a groundbreaking show. It is literally just come, have the most laughs you've ever had, sing along have
with the songs,
have a party, and just take a bit of nostalgia, a bit of 80s nostalgia.
So tell me about it, because as I say, it is new and it's very unusual, a new musical. You know, this doesn't happen very often.
No.
So if we're going to come see you this week, what are we going to see?
Well, you tell the précis of the story. Go on.
So basically, the story is the story of Hotel Club Tropicana. I play Gary, the entertainment manager. Kate plays my trusty sidekick, Consuela.
He's like a red coat or a blue coat, but he actually wears a pink coat.
Yes. And basically, we think we're under inspection, and the hotel is, we'll say, below average, shall we?
Yeah, set in about 1983, roughly.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a nightmare hotel. Everything goes wrong.
A bit Faulty Towers.
Yeah. And basically, a couple are just about to get married at the beginning of the show. They leave each other at the altar and decide to jet off with the stags and hen do party, shall we say, thinking they're going to two different hotels. They end up in the same hotel. They don't realise that, and then because we're getting inspected, I have the idea that I'm going to dress Consuela up in...
I'm Consuela.
Lots of different outfits, and get her to do impressions.
Yeah, I'm a cleaning lady, and I'm a Spanish cleaning lady, and it just really, I do impressions, and I sort of, because he says to me, go try and make the place look busy. So I sort of come on with a Shirley Bassey wig and sing, I am what I am, and then I do a bit of Margaret Thatcher, and I do a bit of loads of 80s Scylla, and so I'm pretending to be different guests doing these impressions. So it's nice for me because it showcases me as an impressionist, and I just have a really good laugh playing a sort of role that's a cross between, I suppose, Mrs. Overall and Manuel from Faulty Towers.
So you're both kind of multi-talented, aren't you? You know, you can sing, you can dance. You obviously are known for your impressions.
Joe can't knit.
I can't knit. I can't wash and clean either, to be honest.
Can you? Well, you don't need to, do you? If you're on tour.
No.
Can you do impressions though?
It's not bad, actually.
No, I can't.
You do a few people in the show.
I can impersonate people if I'm spending a lot of time with them and working with them and stuff. But I couldn't just kind of pick somebody out and do it. Do you know what I mean?
And I can't really do Joe's voice very well, but until I'm behind his back, I try.
No. I've seen it. I've seen the impression. It is quite good. She even plays the nostrils, which is like a trait in my family. Whenever I'm on telly or something, and if I get asked something, and my mum will always say, "I knew you were really annoyed about that because
your nostrils were flared."
Really?
It's the name of his new album, Flared Nostrils.
All these secrets are coming out. Loads more from the two of them between 2:00 and 2:20 this afternoon. Ted Robbins' sister Kate, of course her daughter Emily, did very well on I'm a Celebrity. She'll hear her talk about that and more with Joe as well. Yes, but back to Club Tropicana at the Opera House. Kate Robbins, sister of our very own Ted, beloved Ted, and of course mum of Emily. Emily, of course, came second in I'm a Celebrity, but she's starring alongside Joe McElderry, the pop star, who's very thankful for his exposure via various reality TV shows, as he says that format has been very good to him.
It has, and it's 10 years ago this year, and it's a massive platform. It's great. You know, it has its downs, but I've always just took the platform and used it as a stepping stone and took on lots of different opportunities. I'm very blessed because I realise that not many people still have a career 10 years down the line. You know, it's a hard industry.
Your fan base is incredible, and I must say it's very nice because I've picked up some of them. And
you've got to be nice to Joe.
Yeah, and that, because we're like a double act on stage at a lot of the scenes. All Joe's fans now sort of follow me, and it's lovely because I've got this whole new fan base that
they're very supportive, and that is the key as well. You know,
very supportive. They follow him everywhere, and they love his music. You know, and I think what's the revelation is in this show is that Joe is a comedian and is fantastic comic timing. Sorry, he's going to go red now, but it's not just his sun tan.
I'm red anyways.
But his comedy timing. See, I thought they said Joe McElderry's doing this show with you when I got the gig, and I said, well, hang on a minute, can he act? I know he can sing, I know he can belt out a number, but can he act? And I was just absolutely amazed that his comedy timing is very, very good. Thank goodness for that.
Very kind, thank you.
Yeah, well.
It's interesting. As soon as I say that Joe is coming on my show, immediately I will be inundated on social media. It's absolutely true. And it's not, I mean, there are a few people for whom that happens, but not that many.
He's our little sunshine from the Tyne.
He is.
I'm very blessed.
So you talk about red and blue coats, and you're, in this case, a pink coat.
Yeah.
Have you done it? Because your brother has done the butlins and the pontins and the red.
My mum and dad were both red coats
yeah.
and blue coats. Yeah, I mean that's how my mum met my dad.
Yeah.
He was a red coat at Butlins.
Has Ted not done a bit?
Yeah, Ted did a bit of red coating after he went to university and got a first class honours degree in English literature and fine art. He then became a red coat.
Did he?
Yes. Then after that, he became a nurse.
Wow.
Ted's career, I tell you what, that man is so educated.
I know he's very erudite actually, but he's never ever told me that he got a first. He'll tell me a lot.
Or maybe it's not a first. Hang on, he got a BA Honours. Was that a first?
Is that a degree? He did very well.
No, I don't think it was a first.
He got a degree.
He got a really good degree.
On the subject of reality television, what about your little girl, Emily, who did really quite well?
My little girl, my Baba Monkey.
Yeah.
She's done very well. And we sat round as a family and said, now, should she do this show? We're talking about I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here. And we all said, and Emily said, I'm fed up of just doing one movie a year and I don't have enough money living in London, you know, and so she just said, do you know what, I'm going to do it. And we all said, well, what's the worst that could happen is that you get voted off first. And we didn't think that would happen. And then as I, went out there into the jungle, well, I went to stay in a very nice hotel near the jungle.
Yes, you had to go, didn't you?
I had to. It was hell.
Oh, no.
Oh. But, we just saw that she was coming across as she is, which is very natural. And I hoped that her kindness would show. And I think the public just picked up on that. And it was a nice year because they all got on well.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
No nastiness.
No, I particularly enjoyed that show. You haven't done it, have you, Joe?
No.
That's the one you haven't done.
No. Do you know what?
You'd win it. You would win it.
Hang on, how many have you done? You've only done Jump and...
No, he's done...
Pops Opera Star as well. X Factor.
Did you win them?
Yeah.
Did you win Jump?
The Jump.
Yeah. Hang on, you won Jump?
Pop Opera Star and then X Factor.
You won that as well?
X Factor. Yeah,
you
done loads.
Yeah. Oh, no, you better not do any more because it would be embarrassing if you didn't win, wouldn't it?
I watch it every year, and when I see them doing the challenges and everything, I always do think, do you know what? I'd love to do that.
You'd be so
But
good
then when they start lowering them underground with rats and things, I could do all the swimming things, all the eating things.
If my Emily could do it, like you can,
I'm terrified of rat, like actually terrified. I can't even look at a rat on the television. I've worked with a few rats, but
that's not very nice way to describe me.
Joe McElderry and Kate Robbins, more from them on their way. We had such a good chat yesterday, and my friends at Shuff Separates Clothes Shop in Boothstown said, went last night, it was fantastic. A lot of you actually tweeting saying you've been to see Club Tropicana at the Opera House in Manchester and you thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you very much for your tweets. Keep them coming. And yes, more from Joe and Kate on the way.
Once upon a time
chat, which I really enjoyed, with Joe McElderry and Kate Robbins, both in Club Tropicana at the Opera House until this Saturday. Lots of you saying you're going to see it, lots of you saying you have seen it and really enjoyed it. You're going to find out what Kate really thinks about working with Joe in a minute. But first, here's more from Kate on how pleasantly surprised she was that her daughter Emily did so well on last year's I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
I mean, Emily was like, I thought, one of those scaredy cats and a bit rubbish rubbish at doing anything, and it just turns out she was really good at doing everything.
She was.
She really surprised me.
She was fabulous.
But she was
She
lovely.
did such a good job.
Oh, thanks.
But you can't hide who you really are, can you?
Not in something like that.
No,
you
you
can't.
can't.
You
Actually,
really.
that's true.
I mean, you can be edited in a certain way.
Yeah, and I mean, she knew, like, when she was doing her impressions, she does those to make people laugh, and she's never called herself an impressionist, but when she was doing her Gemma Collins, and yeah, the JC, I don't need the money, babe, and she was doing all that, and of course, GC had been on the show, and of course, they were just lying in the sun, weren't they, the girls, and Emily was doing one, and then the other girls started doing a few, and it was lovely, because it was a little bit of reality niceness. It was just nice,
I think you can always tell on those shows when somebody's really genuine as well.
Oh, you can.
It's shone through. Everybody can sit in an interview for 4.5 minutes and pretend to be a nice person.
Yeah.
It sounds terrible, but show business can be a little bit like that.
Oh, yeah.
But when you go onto them shows, the god drops after 4 days and you really see what somebody's like.
Exactly. So, Kate, what's Jo really like? I'm going to ask you the same.
She's such a diva. Not at all. I think the thing about Joe is that he gets on with everybody. He's on the same level of us all. He doesn't like do the big star because he is the star of the show. He gets the best dressing room, but that's fair enough. That's in his contract. But he's the first to say to everyone, come into my dressing room if you need anything. Come and sit on the sofa. Because he gets the sofa. But also, Joe will put his foot down if it isn't right. If sound isn't right, he won't. I mean, he's very professional. He'll go like, no, hang on a minute, that's not right.
And what about?
But he's not a diva.
What about Kate, Jo?
She's fabulous. She's fabulous. She's incredibly talented and a real kind of people person to work with, And it does stem from. I've been in shows where if you have one kind of bad apple, it filters across the whole cast, and we're very blessed, aren't we, in this show? Like, everybody
We're a jolly group of people.
is really lovely.
There's nobody miserable crying in their dressing room.
And Kate, we work together a lot on stage, so we have a great working relationship on and off stage.
We do crack up sometimes, which is very unprofessional.
Is it true that the song, the Wham song, Club Tropicana, isn't in this?
No,
it's not in this.
Because George Michael's estate would not allow it to be used, because there is a musical being made about George Michael, and apparently they want the song for that.
Yeah.
So they said, well, you can have the title for your show, but you can't have the song.
But we have relax, just can't get enough, making your mind up, girls just want to have fun. It is a brilliant song, Club Tropicana, but I think if you come and see the show, you actually won't miss it, because it's got so many other amazing songs.
When we do Making Your Mind Up, I mean, honestly, it's fabulous.
I can just visualise it
Imagine the
now.
ripping off clothes bit. Yes.
Oh, yes. Listen, lovely to see you both. Good luck this week, not that it sounds like you need it. Club Tropicana is here in Manchester at the Opera House until and including Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you.